In this video, as you can see, I got Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 right in front of me. I'm going to take a test ride of this bike and I'll be sharing my honest opinion after riding this bike. If you have watched my previous videos, I have already ridden Continental GT 650, Royal Enfield Meteor, Honda Highness CB350, Java Parak, so many other bikes. I'm looking for a bike in cruiser or adventure segment. Let me see how it goes. Okay, engine sounds refined. Nice, man. ABS is on. Here is my Duke 790. Seat is comfortable but not wide. Okay, I like this engine sound. It's so soothing, relaxed. Good, man. Braking is good. Clutch is so light. Let me connect to highway and check the acceleration of this bike. First gear goes till what? Okay. Good acceleration. Seating posture is up front. Good thing is Royal Enfield has done a good job on engine refinement in this bike. Okay, I don't feel the weight of this bike at all, man. It's very easy to handle in the traffic. Nice. Not at all a task for me to slide through the traffic. Why are you honking on the time, man? Hold on. First gear goes till what? 70. Man, good. I'm literally super impressed with this Interceptor 650. Acceleration is also good, man. Royal Enfield. How come? Very nice. See, this is a test ride bike, but still the gear shifting is not that hard. So many people would have ridden this bike already, left, right, center. They have maintained this bike very well. I appreciate Royal Enfield. Second gear goes till 100. Third gear, too much of traffic. And look at this console. What do we get to see here? The RPM reading, speedometer, how many kilometers ridden. Do we get to see the trip data? Yes, I think so, but it's not working here. This console just gives the basic information, but it's okay, man. I like this handlebar, the way they have placed it. I'm 5'10" for me, for my height. It's perfect. You know what, I have ridden the previous Royal Enfield 350s and all that. My muscle memory is all about the vibrations. But this thing and the other bike, the Continental GT and Meteor, I didn't go through any vibrations at all. I have already made the videos on Royal Enfield Meteor, Royal Enfield Continental GT, Honda Highness CB350, Java Parak and all. And I will put the links in the description below. You can go ahead and watch it if you are interested. And I have compared Royal Enfield Meteor versus Honda Highness CB350, and the links are in the description. Again, you can go ahead and watch it. Man, it's winter season in Bengaluru. It's too cold here, and this metal part, this tank is also too cold. I am grabbing this tank with my thighs. I think we'll have to buy a plastic part, kind of an accessory to stick that plastic part on both the sides over here on this tank to avoid that cold, man. Now after warming up the machine for some time, I'm not feeling that cold now. It's okay. Good, man. Brakes, awesome. But still, we'll be able to figure out the performance of the brakes in high speeds. I have heard this bike weighs around 200 kilos. After 120 plus kilometers, what happens is the bike picks up a lot of momentum because of that weight. But in traffic, bike is smooth, engine is not getting heated up at all. Exhaust note. This is how it sounds. Riding posture is relaxed, comfortable, up front. When I rode Continental GT, it was a different riding experience altogether. It was nice, super fun to ride that bike. In my opinion, this bike is made for good roads, for highway rides, long rides, but not for off-road, I think, because you can see The suspensions are not for the off-road. It's in the fixed position. I have seen people riding this bike in all different terrains, even in off-road. It's up to one's preference. But in my opinion, this bike is made for highways, for good roads, for long rides. You can comfortably cruise hours together. You don't get stressed. However, if you ask me which one is the most comfortable bike that you have ridden in the recent past, for me, I felt Royal Enfield Meteor is the most comfortable cruiser bike in terms of riding posture. But this bike is 650cc engine with more torque and power. We can't compare the power with Meteor, but from the comfort standpoint, Royal Enfield Meteor wins the game. There is no second thought about it. Third gear. See, now 140. Now I feel bike is picking up a lot of momentum after 120 km/h. So what I feel is this is a 650cc engine. They could have given more power in terms of torque and PS, but still Royal Enfield, an Indian brand, coming up with this kind of machine is impressive, and I really appreciate the way they have worked on the refinement and other stuff in this bike. One more thing that I like in this bike is it's planted rock solid on highway. And look at this massive engine underneath. I touched this huge metal while I am applying the brakes. I am not sure whether this part is going to get heated up in long rides and burn my shoes or legs or whatever. Royal Enfield Interceptor owners have to comment on this part. Do you hear that visual sound when you deaccelerate? Superb, man. Seat is not that wide compared to Meteor or Classic 350. Right? I was a bit underconfident when I crossed 120 km/h because of the tires. Tires are a bit slim in my opinion. They could have given bigger tires for better grip. That's the only thing that I don't like in this bike. Royal Enfield, please give bigger tires to Interceptor and Continental GT. Royal Enfield, at least install 150 to 160 profile tires for the rear wheel for better grip. Rear suspension is not as stiff as Royal Enfield Meteor. That is what I felt. After riding this bike for some time, I understood one thing. Awesome bike for cruising on highways, hours together. Good braking response till 120 km/h. After 120 it picks up a lot of momentum. You will have to understand the braking distance. The suspension is not that stiff. Engine refinement, big thumbs up. And handling, riding dynamics, awesome. Then what else? Areas of improvement, in my opinion, install bigger tires for better grips. At least 160 profile tires for rear wheel. Visibility in the mirror is okay. They could have given slightly bigger mirrors. And the last thing, almost all Royal Enfield bikes are doing a great job in low revs. It doesn't ask you to shift the gears all the time, and the power delivery in lower revs for the 650cc engine is adequate. All in all, big thumbs up to this refined Royal Enfield Interceptor. I liked riding it. And let me go to the showroom and talk a bit about the warranty, on-road price and all that. Hi, how are you? ಏನು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೊಡಿತೀರಾ? ಟಾಪ್ ವೇರಿಯಂಟ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಪ್ರೈಸ್?
ಟಾಪ್ ವೇರಿಯಂಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗ್ಲಿಟರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತೆ? 3,48,000.
ಬೇಸ್ ವೇರಿಯಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ? ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆ?
ಬೇಸ್ ವೇರಿಯಂಟ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು 3,23,000.
ಫೀಚರ್ಸ್ ವೈಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡಿಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಟಾಪ್ ಬೇಸ್ ವೇರಿಯಂಟ್ಗೆ?
ಸೇಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್. ಮತ್ತು ನೀವು ಅಲಾಯ್ ವೀಲ್ಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ರಿಮ್ ಬ್ಲ್ಯಾಕ್ ಕಲರ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾಂ, ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ಗೋಸ್ಕರ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರೋದು. ಇನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಸೇಮ್. ಈ ಮೈಲೇಜ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ ಫೀಡ್ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಆನ್ ರೋಡ್?
ಸಿಟಿ ರೈಡ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ 18 to 20 ಮೈಲೇಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
ಹಾಂ,
20 ಮೈಲೇಜ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. 25-26 ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೈವೇಲ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ಕ್ರೂಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು.
ಫಸ್ಟು ಬೇಸ್ ವ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ ಬಂದು 3 years ಇದೆ. ಅಡಿಷ್ನಲ್ ವ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ 2 years ಅಲ್ಲ? ಎವ್ರಿ 1 year 1 ಸರ್ವಿಸ್. ಕಿಲೋಮೀಟರ್ ಇಂಟರ್ವಲ್ಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ? 10,000 ಒನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಓಕೆ. ಎಷ್ಟಿರುತ್ತೆ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟೆಡ್ ಕಾಸ್ಟ್? 3.5 ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್. ಓಕೆ. Now I got a chance to ride Royal Enfield Himalaya BS6. I'm excited to ride this mission, man. We get a lot of information in this console. Let me turn on the mission. Some issue with the battery. Your battery ಹೋಗಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಹಾಂ ಸರ್, ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ.
ಅಯ್ಯೋ